that was in 2019. But see, all of these things started happening.
Yeah.
But the catalyst, really and truly, I have to give credit to Riley Burgess and Monarch, because without their support, without them believing in me at that time, I probably wouldn't have had the success that I have at this point, if you want to call it success.
If you'd have stayed home and not gone to the US Open that year, we're telling a different story right here, and you're probably not being interviewed by us, right? Like now,
100%.
It's amazing because you are now part of pickleball history, right? Like I mean, have you ever taken a step back and just thought about that? It's like, okay, I am now going to be in the history books, a signature paddle. Somebody, you know, you're a commentator.
Did you provide any specs for the new paddle, or it's like whatever it was?
They were already working on that original prototype. I have helped them with things as the paddle has evolved. So this was a prototype they sent me that got approved, and then so you see it had some paint issues, right? So I was playing with this. I think I beat Joey with this one, actually.
I can't. It may have been another Joey. I have an identical twin too, Scott.
I'm just kidding, Joey. I don't remember.
Oh, you can kid all you want. I love it. I love it.
But this is a brand new one. This one, one of the biggest things that I helped with, to be completely honest, when this first gold one came out, the handle was 4 inches.
Yeah.
So it was a little too short. I don't mind a short handle, but it was a little bit too short. So two improvements that I really helped suggest, that we went to a slightly longer handle, not much. I think this one's maybe 4 1/4, something like that.
Yeah.
And then you see this has got graphite.
Yeah.
So this is graphite. There's no edge guard. There's no plastic edge guard.
About to say, yeah, it's an edgeless paddle, right? So it doesn't.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
But
it's
thick one, actually.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. This is a very unique paddle because there's not very many thick paddles with no edge guard.
Wow.
The ones that you see currently are very thin, like the gearboxes of the world, Diadem, all those. So this is a very unique. Yeah, ProKinetics. This is a very unique paddle. Yep. Somebody asked me why my actual name's not on this. It says Golden Axe right there, but the reason they wouldn't put my actual name on it, they're a corporate company that does $8 billion a year.
Yeah.
And so they do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be happy you have a paddle, man. Don't ask for more.
Well, yeah, but it makes sense though, because if they want to continue selling the Golden Axe, which is actually a cool name,
really
and I just quit playing pickleball, they could continue using that. So
awesome.
They're very smart.
Is that one out? Is that paddle right there is already out in stores?
So I have to tell you guys, this is my custom paddle. Like this one will not be like sold to everyone. But the one with it looks the exact same. It's all the exact same, but it still has an edge guard. That's the one that they currently sell in stores.
So it's just too technologically challenging to do like without the edge guard, right?
Yeah, well, mainly they just wanted to shut me up and have me stop complaining about the edge guard coming off the paddle so much. But I don't know that one makes sense financially for them to sell in stores. So we'll see what happens. Maybe
how much
maybe
do you want for it, Scott?
Yeah, so they're not going to sell it at all. It's going to be just like a custom paddle that's just for you, or are they going to do like select?
No, they do the same, just with a different edge guard.
Right, it's just not the one that's sold. If you walked into Dick's Sporting Goods right now and bought my paddle, it would have a black edge guard on it. That's the only difference.
And it's the same paddle though.
Yes, it's the same paddle. Yeah.
Without
so, you can remove an edge guard.
Yeah, I don't know how.
That's easy.
I don't know how
that that's just really cool, man. That's just and so after that, so you got Monarch, and then I'm reading your other sponsorships here. So you got Pickle Play, Tyrol Pickleball Shoes, Jigsaw Health, Today in Pickleball. How did they just start falling out of the sky? Like as you started doing the PPR stuff, like how did the rest of the ones come?
Yeah, so the big catalyst was Monarch. Then that followed up with Simone allowing me an opportunity to come down to Florida and work for her. Obviously she's the #1 female player in the world. So when you get an invite from her, it's a big deal. Yeah, you say yes, and it's a big deal. Yeah. And quite honestly, I don't work for them anymore. I actually moved over to the East Coast of Florida. I live in Pompano Beach now.
Okay.
But she was the reason that I moved to Florida in the first place. And now I'm obsessed with Florida. I love it. And all my friends in the Midwest that keep asking me why I'm not coming to see them in the Midwest. I'm just saying, Florida, I live in Florida. There's no reason to leave.
Man.
Okay, let me ask you one quick question, Scott. How do you pronounce Simone's last name?
It's now I'm a country white boy from Alabama, but it's Jargine. Yeah,
Jargine.
Yeah.
Jargine.
Okay.
Yeah, Jargine. And they actually
I love the commercials. I love the Jigsaw commercials. They've done a really good job with that. And he's like, these stupid Americans can't say the name right, something like that in the commercial.
I love it. Yeah, they do.
Dying.
They do a phenomenal job with those. I always get
so because of the Simone exposure, is that where the other sponsorships came from? Like,
so to be real honest, Keith, I think it was a combination of all of it put together. It's like the perfect storm. And what I found out was, and this is, I guess, I don't know how you would say it, but basically when the things line up the right way and you've put the work in, you've put the time, and people know that you're serious and they know that you're the real deal and that you're not just a fly by night. It takes years sometimes, like it did for me. But once you hit that breakthrough and once you kind of get the first company or the first person to take a chance on you and you perform, you execute, you deliver, then things get a lot easier from that point on. And what I found is I'm now, I guess I'm no big deal at all, guys, honestly, but
you're not that special, Scott.
Exactly. Outside, one time I tried to get a free meal at Waffle House, and I told them I was the golden boy. They didn't even.
Well, first I thought, when you actually subscribed to our channel, I saw the golden boy, and I was like, De La Hoya?
Keith called me. He was so excited.
like, look, the golden boy. Like, oh wait, this is a pickleball guy.
Yeah, I've been asked several times if De La Hoya's sued me for using his name, but I'm like, first of all, this guy doesn't give a crap about me. Second of all, it's Golden Boy, not
a Golden Boy pickle. First, sue him.
Exactly.
Just to do it, get publicity.
I love it.
Get out in front of the situation.
That's awesome, right, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Well, this is just really cool, and I thanks so much for telling us that story, man. That's just a great. I think people don't realize how much work it takes. You know, you do have the tennis guys that come in that were 5.0 plus tennis players. They walk in at 5.0, right? Like what I've understood about tennis players.
More like 4.5, but still.
I was told if you're a 5.0 tennis player, you're considered a 5.0 pickleball player out the court. Tony Giannotti, he's same thing. He was a 5.0 tennis player. He was immediately ranked 5.0 when he came into pickleball and got signed with Engage originally. So it's just amazing to hear somebody like, I did not play racket sports and I've busted my tail and done all this work to get to where I'm at. And like you said, it's like, if you're not a natural racket player, it does take a little bit longer. You know, it does take a little bit longer to learn the movements and the thought process, and not like these two guys, they, ping pong and tennis and all this junk. And I'm like, I played like 6-7 different sports and none of them were racket sports. I was self-taught in tennis, but
right.
That's some amazing stuff. So, well, thank you so much for sharing that. And I think we got some fun stuff for you. I think Joey's got some stuff queued up that we want to just show you and laugh with you.
I got a couple of things. First, I'm going to show this. This is hilarious. And this is on Scott's Snapchat, but let me share my screen. So
you're talking about the TikTok, right?
This is now, when did this happen? I'm playing this video right now. Let me blow it up for you. Let me get this.
Oh, this is good. This one's good.
When did this happen?
So we
play
at Coral Springs. It looks like Punta Gorda, but it's actually Coral Springs.
Watch what Scott does after this. This is the funniest part. All right.
So in real time, I'm actually like 100% making fun of Megan Hall right there, because when the lob goes up over you, typically you go to the other side. Like if your partner's going to get the ball, you shift. Well, she just sat there, and then that guy Matt didn't even look. He just hit it and hit her in the butt. So it's pretty funny. And that video actually got 380,000 views, which is way more than any of my other videos I've ever gotten.
Yeah. Wow. So guys, go to his TikTok and follow him on Facebook. And okay, so this is the other thing. Now this is from a tournament. I believe it was 6 months ago. That's 3 controversial points. If I could enunciate, this is the first one. So this is actually a really good match. We're going to release this on the channel this week. This is actually really. Who are you playing with, Scott?
That's Shiv. Yeah, Shiv.
He's a very good player too.
Yeah, Shiv is very good.
Yeah. And watch Scott Ernie here, guys. He moves so well. So I slowed this down. Now, Mark, do you think this ball hit
No,
Sam?
I don't think
It's
so,
really
yeah.
tough to see. Let me put it in slow motion. But this is the first one. What do you think, Mark? It's so tough to tell. You can't really tell.
Oh, guys, that definitely hit his right nipple. It definitely hit the right nipple.
I thought I saw him smile there, so that would explain it.
So here's the second controversial point. This was a fun match. Was this in or out?
That was too
so
fast.
close.
I didn't know where it was hitting. Did you slow it down?
I slowed it down.
It looked out to me. In the fast glance.
I think I put it. It may have caught the line. It's actually
That's
really tough.
That was
This is the third.
looks
This
out,
is the
yeah.
third point, and I
was
think
out.
this definitely hit Sam because I remember watching this live.
Oh, this one, do you have it slow? Because
Yeah, it'll go
I think
slow.
this is where confusion is.
Yeah, let me know what you think, Mark.
Well, I wonder if it hit his elbow brace. That's why
It
he
did.
didn't feel it.
I think it did, but I really don't
No,
rule
it
against
looks
my
like
partner.
it hit his
Joey, you're looking a little beefy
T-shirt.
there, man. You're a little bit of water weight there, Bubba. You're a little bloated, man.
All right, here's slow
Here,
mo.
here.
I think that definitely hit his shoulder.
It looked like it hit his wrist or something like that. So
That is fantastic, Joey. That stirs up a lot of emotions for me.
You look a little mad there. You look a little mad.
Well, and when I loosely I say stirs up emotions, some good, some bad. I will say that my beef was not with Joey in that one. That was all me and Sam.
Sam hears that a lot, Scott.
He evokes a lot of anger towards people, apparently.
I had never met Sam before. I knew who Joey was. But that dude, Sam, and we definitely didn't get off on the right foot. I don't know if it was just the way
It's not just you.
Well, he's also a baseball guy too. So
Sam actually is a very nice guy, but he takes a lot of things personally, I would say. Like,
well, he was a high level baseball player. I mean, didn't he go to college and play baseball in college? And so, like,
I love the kid.
When those guys get that competitive level, like, there's an intensity that when you're in the game, that some people just don't ever can never switch it off, right?
Well, and I've been told by a few people that I can be a little intense on the court as well. So
you have to be. I'm the same way, Scott.
Come on.
I know. The surprising thing about Joey is super intense, but he will be the first person to compliment a shot from the opponent. He'll be the first to like call himself on something if he does something dumb or whatever on the court. Like, I got to give Joey credit there, because if people don't know Joey and like they just see Joey on the court, they would think this guy's a maniac, man. He's running around everywhere. He's trying to crush the ball in people's face, But Joey, you're a great guy, man, and it's always fun to play you.
Yeah, man,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to play you in the future. But yeah, just watching your game, the way you move, the way you Ernie, I learned a lot just from watching your footage. So I appreciate everything you've done for pickleball. Yeah. So thank you.
Right. Yeah. So you were talking about Joey and his complimentary, complimenting his partners and how, he's really funny, super intense, but I just want to show you a little clip here. Can you guys see the screen? Are we watching the pickleball screen? So
good.
Joey's playing in the Open. And he's playing with our friend Ankush, and Joey is one of the nicest guys, one fun to play with, but I don't know if he was too complimentary on this shot for Ankush. So let's just watch this a second and get your take on this.
I'm never playing with Ankush again.
So he lobs it. Joey comes up to the net. Hold on. Hold on. I just love his face. Let's see.
This never gets old.
It never gets old, but you got to look at the betrayal on his face.
That ball was
Awesome. One more time. Let's see if I can catch this at the right time. 1, 2, 3. He looked
right there.
So angry. It looked so angry. And then you got up. You're like, why are you hitting it over me, man? And then you're apologizing there, Joey. But I just thought it was funny so much the way you look. But, you know, complimenting people in there. So one last thing, though. I'd love to just talk about, like, as you were coming up, you know, was there a particular shot you struggled with? Like you earning a lot, but did that come from just your athleticism? Did you need to do it? Like, how did you evolve in that? Like, what shot were you struggling with, if any? Like what was the hardest shot for you to get good at and learn?
Yeah, definitely. Well, my personality, the way I am, I do everything 110%. I go all in. So naturally, as I started learning more about pickleball, I started learning about the shots, the ATPs, the Ernies, the nasty Nelsons. So, of course, that stuff is very intriguing. It's always entertaining to see. But you have to kind of know what you're doing. You have to kind of be confident doing it. So as I was getting better, I remember I was playing in a 4.5 tournament in Nashville. My buddy Andrew Felsenthal was a D1 college tennis player, came from Alabama. He was clearly the better. This is what's funny. He was much, much better than me, way more skilled. But fortunately for us, people didn't know who Andrew was. It was his first, maybe second tournament, and everybody knew me. They knew how wild and crazy I was. So they went after Andrew, and he just completely blistered every team out there. By the time they figured out how good he was, it was too late. The score was already run up on him. So we blew through the competition, except for one team, and that was my buddy Steven Gritch, and I think it was Rick Hobson. They had played tons of rec games with me. So they knew my weakness, and anybody that knows my game at that time, they knew it was my backhand. So my backhand dink was I was super uncomfortable with that shot. The teams that would really beat me bad, they could drop the ball in soft, like right at my left foot, and the ball would kind of skip out on me a little bit, and it would kind of kick away from me. And I was just not comfortable. And then if I ever got into a cross court dink with a tennis player that could slice the backhand dink, I was screwed. I had no answer. I would either lob it. I would either lob the first dink that they did that to me, or I would try to run around the backhand and try to hit a forehand, which pulled me off the court and just totally screwed everything up. So I remember walking away from that tournament. That was the only match we lost, but we won the gold. So it was a weird feeling.
The golden boy.
Yeah. At that time, if I wasn't winning gold, they would call me silver boy. So I just had to keep winning. But I remember it was a weird feeling, guys, because I was on the podium. I got the gold medal, and I'm sitting there. But in my head, like, everybody's congratulating me, and I'm supposed to feel good. But I felt this big. And the reason is because I'm a competitor. I don't like losing. And I damn sure don't like somebody picking on me. And I realized my buddies hit every ball to my backhand. I mean, in the middle of that match, I was so embarrassed. Everybody was crowded around watching, and it was an embarrassing moment in my pickleball journey, because I was like, man, I suck. But more than just saying that I sucked, I knew it was my backhand that was my weakness. So I went back home and I said, all right, if people are going to hit at me and I'm going to be the one that's getting picked on, I'm going to learn to Ernie, because the reason it made sense to me in my head, nobody taught me this. I just thought about it logically. It's, if I hit a ball to you, Keith, and you're straight across from me and I'm the weaker player, and I know that you're going to try to target my backhand, then I'm going to hit it to your forehand. And when you dip your head, when you drop to hit that ball back to me, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're going to hit it to that spot that I'm thinking you're going to, which is my backhand. And then I'm going to be flying through the air with my big golden axe, and I'm going to put it right into your chest.
Right. He does
and
it so well. You did that to me so many times.
Yeah. And so
I hate you.
Joey, man, I can't tell you how much satisfaction I got hitting Ernie's on you, brother.
well, you know what? Joey's got his hands are so fast. It's really hard to get a body bag on or to get it past his hands.
That's why I never keep my paddle up. I try to give, it's a handicap. I just keep it down.
That's awesome. So how did you get out of the backhand? So would you just practice, just drill with people?
Yeah, so I came out of that tournament. I spent 3 solid months drilling my backhand. Was not going to have that be my weakest shot anymore. It wasn't that I wanted to be my best shot. I just didn't want people to be able to pick on it anymore and know that was the chink in my armor. So I'm still not great at my backhand dink, but as you could see, like on the video they showed, I'm proficient. I'm not great at it, but I can hold my own now. Matter of fact, I played Ben Johns and Colin Johns at the Phoenix tournament recently. Wow. And again I played them twice, but anyway, we scored 6 points against Ben and Colin. And
that's impressive.
Yeah, I've had some good points with him. Now, I'm going to go on record and say that he was not at all concerned about losing to me. He knew it was not going to be an issue, but
you were the
but
channel.
It was fun.
You were the channel. That's awesome, man. Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming on with us and telling us your story, man. I love hearing it and love seeing your success. We're a fan. We all subscribe to your channels. We love watching your stuff and just really, really enjoy you, man. So just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on the channel.
Absolutely. And I want to extend the same shout out and thank you to you guys for having me on the show. The Pickleball Pirates, man, you guys have fun. You're out there in front of social media. You're trying to do new and innovative things. And I really like what you guys do when you get together and you like review a game, a match. That is where you really get to see your personalities come out and you guys get to pick at each other. And that's just fun. I love a good sense of humor from people who are in pickleball. So
yeah, we got to have you on again. Maybe we'll review some points, analyze, throw it on both channels. That'd be
fun. We'd love to do that. Also, what we'd love to do with you is probably have something on here, and then we can commentate together. We'll play a match, and then we'll commentate with you.
Scott, he commentates for the PPAs.
Dude, I love it.
Why not?
I love it.
Why not?
You're
saying we can't hang? You're saying we can't hang? There's gaps in between there. I can make up stuff too.
I love it. No, you guys are great.
Well, thanks, man. And YouTube, thank you so much. You know what? Go out, follow him on social media. Get his YouTube channel. He's a great guy. You get to see it here and hear his story here on the Pirates. And we love you guys. Thank you, YouTube. We'll see you later.